That is Stephen Mbide, who happens to be with Dr. Buku. Stephen Mbide, if you can hear me, what is the latest on the ground where you are?
Yes, good morning to you, Andrew Chamagero. Of course, when you talk about COVID-19, the care is not only for the patient, but also for the health workers, those frontline soldiers who are on the front line of trying to make sure that all the patients, all the people who are suffering with COVID-19 get the adequate care and support are the health workers. And here at Joker's Hotel in Weyogere, the health workers and nurses, the professionals from this body that is concerned with health matters are meeting today to iron out how to take care of the health workers and, of course, those people who are within the circles of fighting COVID-19. The occupational safety and health is a major concern. With me here is none other than Dr. Ekwaro Obuku, who is a doctor. He's the immediate past president of the Uganda Medical Workers Association, and I know he's also in the race for those who are vying for a position of workers MPs. But here you are meeting. What exactly are you trying to iron out here as you meet as health professionals?
Thank you very much, Stephen. Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen. Good morning, viewers of NTV and Brother Chamagero. This morning, we are pleased to gather workers beyond health. You know, there's what we call social determinants of health, education, food, etc. So here we have leaders of workers from the medical sector, the drivers sector, plantation, electricity, all these unions, and we are trying to forge a way forward, what we call a workers' manifesto, focusing on occupational health and safety. Occupational safety and health does not only touch the health workers, it also touches even clerical workers like bankers, yeah? You know, there's crowding at the bank, and every time I meet a teller, I tell a teller, by the way, you should be putting on a medical mask, not a cloth mask like this. This cloth mask only protects my neighbor, because if I have symptoms, then it reduces transmission. But the medical mask is for what I would call a high-risk environment. For instance, if you're a teller and serving people, yes, there's a glass screen, sometimes there's nothing, especially in these executive places. Reporters like yourself, you should be putting on medical masks. Drivers should be putting on medical masks. Pretty much anybody who comes into contact with fellow human beings. Even if you're a plantation worker, sometimes in the morning you meet. In the parade, even security agencies like transport and security union, their members could meet, and therefore they're at high risk. Schools, teachers always meet students or pupils, so they're at risk. And here we have all the unions. We want to talk about the place of the worker, occupational safety and health, and then workers' compensation. This workers' compensation is in law, but implementation sometimes is challenging.
Okay, talking about the compensation, I know with 225 people who have already lost their lives due to COVID-19, these also include the health workers who have been trying to save the lives of our brothers and sisters. How should these people be compensated? How should they be, at least from their efforts, how should they be rewarded, at least their families?
Thank you very much again. You know, today we are looking at aspects of the law as well. Commonly workers are ignorant of the law and ignorant of their rights, so we are titling this COVID-19 and workers' rights, really to promote the idea that an organized group of workers, especially through unionizing, can fight for their rights. They don't need to wait for the head of state who is very busy with the defense and planning and other things. We don't need to disturb him with these things of ours which we can handle with government and non-state actors. So that's the idea. And the compensation has not taken root very well because of two things. One, despite the law, the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development claims that they hadn't budgeted for it. Among the 200 and something who have passed away, may their souls rest in peace from COVID, 15 of them, the last I checked, on the 8th, I think, of this month, 15 of them were healthcare professionals, many of whom acquired it in the line of duty, and we hope that today, in the absence of media, they'll be able to share their experiences, because of course it's stigmatizing. They didn't want to come out in the media, so at that time we'll have a media blackout so that they can share their experiences. And what has been happening is that some of them have received assistance from the ministry. That's not compensation. If I give you 1,500,000 shillings, that is assistance from maybe your department, but that is not compensation. The good thing is that many of them have been treated by the government, which is very, very good. We also implore other employers to follow this example and provide treatment. It's the most important thing, to save life.
Okay.
But then you may be compensated. You know, some have died. There is need to compensate them and make sure their families are okay, as if it were the worker is still alive.
I know we have already that Occupational Safety and Health Act, but talking about 2020, which has been so, we've been so beaten by COVID-19, and now we're going to another election. We know yesterday we saw the youth coming out with their youth manifesto. We need also to see the workers' manifesto. What should be entailed into this workers' manifesto as in line with the health sector?
I think the workers' manifesto should have at least 6 pillars. 1 is consultative leadership. 2 is defending workers' rights. Yeah, you know, you've got a right to form and join a union. You've got a right to fair pay, withdraw your labor in accordance with the law, and to work in a safe environment. And it's one of the reasons you should be able to stop work if the environment is unsafe. 2 is the building workers' power. Workers need to realize they are very powerful in bigger numbers, so they need to organize and come together under unions. Unions are the ones which are legally recognized. Associations are good, but unions are recognized by law for collective bargaining, for instance, for work conditions, including pay and safety issues, okay, and retirement benefits and so on and so forth.
I know on Friday, the Speaker of Parliament is also going to be convening the plenary and just to receive the budget framework paper for 2020-2021. But I also want to understand from you, the health professions, what should be done towards the health sector, because I know much focus from government is put on security and infrastructure, but for the health sector, where should the funding be targeted most?
Before I finish that, among the workers' manifesto, the last point would be fighting precarious work. Precarious work basically means non-standard work or work which does not meet the minimum labor standards. No contract, no leave, you're pregnant, you can be chased, and when you're pregnant and you've given a birth, you are not given leave with pay and things like that, yeah? And stable, and you can, that person, the worker does not go home with dignity to support his or her family. You know, so issues around to do with the minimum wage progress towards that direction.
Right.
Yes, so you are talking about
just briefly
the budget. We are in a war, and in a war, the budget of that war goes up. We manufacture, equipment. We import. This, therefore, is not a military war. This is a bio-warfare where we need public health measures. So money, naturally, should go to public health measures, and that is good politics.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kwaro Obuku. He's a medical professional and one of those vying for the Workers' MP. And these are some of the health professionals down here in Boyogera Jokers Hotel. And I'm not going to be taking you back to studio because I know at 9 a.m. Muslim will be coming on. But thank you so much for being a part of Morning at NTV from 6:30. Andrew Chamagero's live with you there in your sitting room and, of course, online. This is Morning at NTV. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, Stephen Mbidon Fefeswe Chuga wishing you a good day. Keep it here on NTV.